Hello guys, this is Kushal and Mohit. Welcome back to our tutorials. In this series of Play with Unity, we're gonna start with how to create the game environment using terrain tiles. The Unity editor includes a built-in set of terrain features that allow you to add landscapes to your game. In the editor, you can create multiple terrain tiles, adjust the height or appearance of your landscape, and you can easily add trees or grass to it. At runtime, Unity optimizes built-in terrain rendering for efficiency. In this part of our tutorial, we're gonna explain the various built-in options available for terrain building and how to use them. So to add a terrain game object to your scene, simply right-click on your hierarchy window, select Game Object, then 3D Object, and select your terrain from the menu. Or simply goes to the Windows, and after that select the terrain tool. This also adds a corresponding terrain asset to the project view. When you do this, the landscape is initially a large flat plane. The Terrains Inspector window provides a number of tools to create detailed landscape features. From now, Mohit will take over and will tell you how to install Terrain tool if it's already not installed by default.
Hello guys, as you can see in the screen there is already a terrain built in here. This environment we have created a sample to show you that how the terrains you can create, which type of terrain, to show you which type of terrains you can create in Unity. So first of all we are going to learn about how to install the terrain tools, and I'm going to temporarily disable this terrain for now because we won't be needing it. Go on to the Windows and select Package Manager. In the Package Manager, you need to click on the advanced and select show preview packages. So before downloading the Tenon tools package, we are going to click on advanced and enable the show preview packages. We are going to enable the show preview packages. So now we are going to write in the search bar for the Terrain tools. As you can see, this is a preview version of the Terrain tools, and for our uh, zone and timing, 2.0.2 version is available, so we are going to use this only. Okay, these are preview packages. That means these are not stable. For us, this is already installed. So if it's not installed, you will see an install button over here in place of remove, and you need to click on the install. It will take some time, but yeah, it will install in your system. And after installing, you will see this option: download asset sample from the asset store. You can either click on this link, and it will open it in the browser. So when this link is opened, you will see the package name, that is Terrain 2 sample asset. You need to add to my asset store, which will ask you for login and stuff. So when you're going to use this option over here, we are going to download it from the asset store itself, the Unity asset store. So search for the Terrain sample assets. As you can see, the first package over here, uh, you need to download this package. For us, it is already downloaded in advance. So now we're going to import this package. It will take some time. Now we're going to skip the video to the part where the package has been installed. I have already imported them, so I'm going to close this window for now. And after importing the assets from the asset store, your folder structure will look like this. You will have the samples and the scenes folder. These folders will be created after the terrain is created. So ignore these three files and the terrain folder. You will be having these two folders only at the initial. So as Kushal told you, we can create terrains by two means. First of all, that is it, right clicking on the hierarchy window and selecting 3D objects and then the terrain. This will show us a normal plane which is of size 500 or 500, I guess. The default, which is the default size of the terrain. The If we create a plane which will be of size 500 by 500, which is the Unity's default size for any terrain. If we want to create a terrain which is like more larger or more smaller than this, then we need to go to the Windows menu and select terrain in and then the terrain toolbox. It will open a toolbox which will have other options for creating terrains and manipulating them. So here on the create terrain, as you can see, for me the width and height I've changed a little bit. You will have the values this 500 by 500, and height will also be 500 of 500 for you. And this import height map will be disabled. We will tell you about this import height map option in the later part of the video. So these are the two ways by which you can create a terrain. Let me show you by the terrain toolbox also how to create it. You're given the height, width, and length of the terrain. Now click the create button. This will create the terrain in a group, not as a single plane, which is to our advantage only because obviously when the game as the game increases in size and the objects in our scene increases, it will help us map all the sceneries into the hierarchy window easily. Along with that, when we add more terrains, if we select this terrain in the inspector window, as you can see, there is a whole new set of options. First of all is the transform, that is the common in almost every game object. Then there is terrain. This terrain, we have selected this option that is create neighbor terrain. So you can see there were blocks that appeared at the sides of the terrain. If you click on that box, as you can see, the terrain is keeping on expanding. The terrain keeps on expanding. And if you notice, the new terrains that are created are an extension to the existing terrain only, and they all have almost the same values in after the comma. So this way you can create more terrains, and now I'm going to undo all these terrains that I created. For manipulating the terrain, we click on this brush and this paint terrain option. In this option, as you can see in the first drop down, there are several options, that is raise and lower, paint texture, set height. We will look at them one by one. First comes the raise and lower terrain. Uh, there are a lot of brushes in here, like a circle, a hexagon, and then some soft brushes. Let's select a soft brush for now. By S, by pressing S and moving the mouse cursor to the left or right, it will increase the size of the brush. If you want to increase or decrease the sensitivity of the brush, the area that it is affecting, you press A and move the cursor left and right. If you want to rotate the brush, you press D and then rotate the mouse accordingly. The brush will rotate. As you can see in the position that is hovering over the mouse, the angle is coming over there. So after adjusting the brush to your requirements, wherever you click on the plane, you see the bumps are coming over here, right? And if you move the mouse along with the bumps, so the mountains are not perfectly straight, but yeah, they are taking the shape. They will also move according to the position where you drag the brush. And if we keep on dragging the brush while pressing, it will create some irregular structures. So this option is these brushes especially are really useful for creating random outputs like the one that we showed you in the starting. Now auto brush, you can try all of them one by one according to your requirements. Like this one, it looks like a sandy kind of terrain. Okay, so let's create some bumps and create a sample terrain. All right. Now, there is a thing that I want you to see. There's this check pattern that is coming over the terrain, so don't get frightened. It's just that the Unity uses it by default for creating any kind of terrain. Okay. As we scroll down in this palette, you can see there are several other options like the brush strand that we were manipulating using the A key. Okay, so as there is size which we were manipulating using S, then there is this burst rotation that we were manipulating using B. Okay, we can also control the scattering, that how much do we want to the uh, brush scattering to be, and the jitters also in the brush. Now the outputs will be more randomized after enabling scattering. The output you will see will be more randomized. So it's according up to you, totally up to you how you want to make a terrain look like. And then there is collider, which we'll be discussing, but yeah, in the later tutorials, not right now. After creating the terrain to your own satisfaction, now we need to paint it, right? So now we go to paint texture. In the paint texture, we need we see two more options, that is the material and the layer. Material we will not be touching much, okay? We will be touching only the layers. So in the layer palette, you need to select create option, and as you can see there are a lot of images that were imported when you imported that asset from the assets, the terrain sample asset from the asset store. So we will use this dirt text over here, and we will save this. Now in this we are going to use some predefined layers. We will click the add layer option, and in add layers, as you can see, there are some of layers that were There were some layers that were predefined to us. So we use the dirt first. So to apply the dirt, we will first increase the size of the brush and now start applying the material to it. We need to paint our terrain like we paint all the paintings in our normal life. We will need more layers like moss, ice, rock, sand, and those three. You can add as many layers as you want, and you can modify layers accordingly. As you can see, I can paint in any way I want. So let's put some ice first. This brush is not good. This soft one I will take. The lock. There's not much of grass or dirt when you go up the mountains. There's usually the rocks over there. You get the idea, right? This way we can just paint our own terrain, whichever way we like. This is the one that we created using those tools, and you can create a number of terrains and outputs as many as you like. So yeah, before concluding the video, I would like to discuss some more options. Like you must be wondering how to uh, reduce the mountain's size. Again, we select the razor lower option, and if you press shift and click, you can see the mountains are reducing, right? And then there is other option that we can use, set height. Set height option is used to set the part that you click on the terrain to a certain height. For example, if we set the 100, and then click flatten. So the whole terrain is flattened to 100 size only here. But if we want a certain part of the terrain to be leveled to 100, we can level those parts only. As you can see here, this is what this set height option does. And if we set flatten all, the whole terrain will be flattened. And then there's other option that is bridge in the sculpt function, the sculpt feature. If we select the bridge, we press Control and select a point, and then select another point, the bridge will be created. See, a flat surface. This is what that bridge option does. There are a lot of options that you can play around with. Uh, we cannot go over all of them, but yeah, we can just even see, we can even do this also in the clone. By pressing Control, we mark a point over the terrain and then hover the brush over the terrain parts. right? So as you play with the options, you will get to learn more about these options and their features and what else you can do with these options. ईयरफोन निकालने बंद नहीं करोगे? Now there's one more thing that I want to point out. When we try to add a new terrain after creating an existing terrain, after creating a terrain, so if we click the terrain, as you can see, is not flat. It has some waves. So the new terrains that will be that so the new terrains that we will be creating will be in continuation to the existing terrain. Now there are some times when you need to create a terrain that is like some natural environment or gives a more natural feel, because as you can see in this terrain, it's not like properly built and it has a lot of deformities that we will be needing to tender. These deformities need to be catered around, okay? And if you want to change the material a little, select the material that you want to change, and there are some properties that you can change. First is the image. If we put a second image over here and now this material we haven't used, we put in the dirt to change the image. So it's now looking like a lava land right now. You can just modify the terrains and layers according to yourself, according to your needs. If you want them a little glossier, you can adjust the metallics and smoothness and stuff. And there's one feature that I forgot to point out. If your PC is slow, you need to go in the Windows and enable Lightings palette in under the enable the Lightings palette under the rendering. In the lighting settings, you need to disable a feature called auto generate. This auto generate feature generates the lighting for your scene itself, which usually takes a lot of time because it is baked lighting and it needs to be compiled. And if the scene is too large, the time will also increase comparatively. The scene that we showed you at first required estimated time of 7 minutes to properly uh, generate the light map for our scene. It took us 7 minutes. So yeah, if your PC is slow and needs time to build the lighting, just disable that option and work on the terrain first. After the terrain is built, you can go in the lighting settings again and enable the auto generate feature, and as you can see below, the rendering is start. It has started bringing lighting for our scene. So this way you can create a lot of terrains for your games using terrain tools. And yeah, now I was talking about the deformities when we create the terrain manually. So to remove them, we use the height maps. There's a website on Google. If you search the height map, tangram.github.io. This website this website is used for getting the uh, height maps. That is the this contains the height map. These height maps are used to depict the bumps and the depth in the model. The part that is more whiter is that means that part is more in height, and the part that is pitch black or darker in color, it means it is flattened. So after selecting the area that you find is good for your needs, you click on export over here, and with this export you can see the image will start downloading. Save the file whichever area you think is good for your needs. Here we have already downloaded an image, and when the image is downloaded, you need to cut that image to a square size, and the size should be in power of 2. Unity demands that the image size should be in power of 2. That is why you need to cut the image in power of 2 size, the numbers that are power of 2, like 4, 8, 36, and so on. So this is the image that we will be using. And yeah, the Terrain tools do not take PNGs or JPGs, they take the raw image. So you need to convert this image into the raw format. For that purpose, we will be using the Photoshop. And in Photoshop, I've already converted an image into the raw image. This is the raw file that we will be using for our project. It has got the extension .raw. This must be the file that you will be using for your project if you want to create a terrain from the height maps. We're going to again disable this and go in the terrain toolbox and select the option that I disabled earlier. That is the import height map. In import height map, this option will be enabled by default, that is global. In this, you select the raw image for your height map. Right. So here's my raw image, and then I will click the create option. See, I haven't touched the settings that are by default used for creating this height map right now. But yeah, if you want to play with them, these are the settings. You will need to select a number over here. This number depicts how much detailing there must be in your height map. That needs to be plotted over here. So right now this map is pretty detailed. If you select 33 for example over here and click create, so it's very softened, right? If we click a higher number like 1025, it will take time, but yeah, the detailing on this height map is really awesome. See all the cuts and stuff. Now we can paint this terrain according to our needs, whichever way we need. We can just paint this terrain now. Thank you guys. This was all for the video.
So thank you, Mohit. So guys, this is our tutorial for today. So create your terrains and create your own environments. And if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. And we'll get back to you shortly with our new tutorial of Play with Unity series. Thank you.